Install video for the PDP full-size magwell. The older video was showing our older magwell, so we decided to update it with our new magwell. We've just basically slimmed down the magwell a little bit. It actually has about the same size funnel as the old magwell, but we've slimmed down the sides and made it more of an EDC magwell that works great with our plates as well for less stick out than the extensions have. The frame itself, you will need to file this back edge for the extensions. What you want to do is put it in, and with our extension on there, our locking plate, kind of look between the frame, the back edge there, and the actual locking plate. There should be a bit of an air gap. This one looks like it's just barely touching. So you can see front and back, there's like no movement. Up and down, there's a little. So you want to have a little bit more clearance there, preferably. What'll happen if you don't have that clearance there is when the magwell is on, the magwell can make contact to the front here, and then the back making contact with that there can actually kind of jam the mag inside, and so you'd have to manually pull it out. Just almost. Just a hair gap. A good coarse file is usually good, or if you get like a nail file with that kind of sandpapery finish, that would work good as well. Be careful not to dig into the frame with the edge of the file too much. This one has got a little bit of dig marks there from hitting too hard with the file on that edge. Won't hurt anything, and once the magwell's on, it'll look fine, but just want to keep it as nice looking as you can. I'm going to leave that one there because I know it worked fine beforehand. This is a just plastic kind of circle with a hole in the middle of it, a piece of wood with a hole, or a roll of duct tape, anything like that would work fine. Actually, to get this out, because of the frame, it's actually easier to hold it off the edge. This is a 5/32 punch. You'll need a roll pin punch, which a roll pin punch has that nice tip on the end of it that helps capture the pin, where a normal standard punch can try and mushroom out the roll pin. The backstrap itself will need to be modified. This backstrap is made by Lock Grips, and you have to specifically request the one that works with our magwell if you do want to go that route. It is a brass backstrap, which is, you know, nice and heavy for competition shooters to help reduce recoil and stuff, but that does add weight to the gun. If you're EDC carrying, then I would recommend just modifying the stock backstrap. So what you want to do is stick the magwell on there, the full size. It kind of needs to go on the back here first and then push forward, and then you pull it all the way to the back and see how that hole lines up nicely. If it's pushed forward, that hole's not going to line up. So kind of look where the magwell sits, and what you can do with a nice sharp new blade, you can actually hold this tight to the magwell there and make just a little bit of a mark, and then take and put your back strap back on. Look and see where those marks are, and if you take from the one mark to the other, and roll back and forth while you're pushing in a little bit to get your area started. And then you want to take back strap off. And then if you kind of pull away, you can see the line that you made. And take and cut that line all the way through. Yes. A good sharp knife is going to serve you a lot better than a dull one. And then you also need to cut this area through. So if you take and have it nice and tight up against those edges, just kind of push it down. Just like that. Same thing on the other side, get it nice and tight up against that edge. There we go. Now there is just a little bit of stuff inside there that shouldn't be a big problem. So now put the back strap back on just like normal. And then same thing, go into the back first, push it all the way down, and then push it forward to hook on, and then pull it to the back. And that hole is nice and clear. Back strap is nice and tight to the back there so it doesn't look weird. Then take your pin, start pushing it in, tap it in. If you do feel some resistance or something, make sure that you are pushing the magwell all the way towards the back of the frame. If you have it forward, then the pin will start to hit the magwell cutout and you will have some issues there. And just make sure it's nice and under the face on both sides. Looks nice and good. So there's our long extension, nice and tight in there. Comes out freely. If it does not come out freely, you probably need to sand more or file more on that back edge there, because where that edge hits is the only spot that we've seen bind up to make the mags not want to drop freely. On the plates, because they don't come past the back, you don't have to file that edge at all, and the nice cutouts there will make it a nice grip in case something was to get stuck. But like I said, if you file that edge, they won't get stuck with this. And whether you file the edge or not, you shouldn't have any issues with that. But sometimes mags can get stuck. So, and if you are planning on using the lock grips, the installation is the same. Besides the fact that you don't have to mess with cutting out the magwell. Simply put in the lock grip. Put our magwell in there, pull it to the front, hook it over, make sure that that hole is nice and clear. Good way to check it if you're not quite sure is take your punch, feed it all the way through. If it goes all the way through, then you shouldn't have any issue feeding the roll pin through. Just make sure you're holding the back strap towards the front and the magwell towards the back so that all the holes line up properly. Not too far with that. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. It's good. So the lock grips back strap stops just shy of that area so that it looks nice as well. Same thing. And they do work, the mag extensions and plates work with both the older and newer style followers. No issues there. So yeah, that is the full-size PDP Magwell.